Hey everybody. So it is me, Erica, aka DJ Daisy Dukes. And first off, Happy New Year. So I wanted to basically use my platform for something other than shaking my ass and playing music because that's boring to me. So I figured I would talk to people about something that I know firsthand. And that's having GAD, which is generalized anxiety disorder, panic disorder, and PTSD. I was diagnosed with these things when I was about 21, 22. I was married at the time, and I was in an extremely abusive relationship. So that's what triggered everything and made it all come up. So fast forward, when I first got diagnosed with anxiety, I ignored it. I didn't want to hear it. I didn't care. I was like, whatever, this shit's stupid. I don't care. Stupid. Blah, blah, blah. So it took that to be like, boom, that was one. When I actually started seeing how it affected my life, it made me start going to therapy, which is when I got diagnosed with what actually was everything, which was PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder, panic disorder, and anxiety disorder. And basically, like, we'll start with the first thing. So anxiety is when you have excessive worry and tension in your brain because of how your brain works. You've tiredness, difficulty sleeping, headaches, problems concentrating, irritability, lack of problem solving skills, or preventing bad things to happen. You snap at your coworkers, your loved ones, you're irritable all the time. It could be strangers, and you have really bad coping skills. With having the bad coping skills, it makes you react to stuff in a way that ain't cool, which is basically like the PTSD, it's the post-traumatic stress disorder. So basically the things that you went through in life cause you to react to things in a way that's not just like everyone else. So it's not like mental illness, like you're bipolar and just have a chemical imbalance. You have a mental health condition to where you basically have been traumatized into thinking how you think. So know that like none of this shit's my fault. It's not my fault that I have PTSD. It's not my fault that I have anxiety. It's not my fault that I have a panic problem. It causes me to overthink, causes me to flip out, causes me to worry. I don't trust people. My career has been very difficult because I go through all of these things and I'm in entertainment where you have like the worst people in the possible planet to deal with. And I felt like I was going crazy for a long time. So I got help. I got help. And I learned how to breathe. I've been learning better coping skills. I've basically just been getting disciplined in the areas that I lack in. I suffer from bad coping skills. I don't react to things well, and I have bad problem solving skills. So it took going back to fix relationships, friendships, talking to people from my past life. Because the way I handle a problem, if I have a problem with you as an individual, depending on what you did, I just will not talk to you anymore. I don't care. And depending on what you did, I will really curse you out, like badly, like we were never friends at all. The problem with that is that I don't necessarily always mean it. Sometimes I overreact to things. That's part of my personality, and it makes me low-key abusive. And it's something I'm embarrassed about, but it's like I have a problem. It's crazy. It's not like, oh, let me go cuss out so-and-so today because they got me fucked up. It's like I will try not to tell my brain. I will tell my brain, like, don't talk to people like that. Don't treat people like that. Don't do this. Don't do that. And because I'm going out of my way to be considerate, I'm going out of my way to be respectful and all these things, when I've been disrespected or someone does something to me, I don't always necessarily react. That's what I've taught myself, not to react then and there. Not reacting like that developed me having a horrible weed habit, because instead of me reacting, I just go smoke and be like, fuck it, I don't care. The problem is that when I sober up or I get sober, I'm angry as fuck, meaning that you can make me mad in November and I may not say anything to you or address it or acknowledge it. If I sober up in January, I'm going to scream at you or say something rude to you or be negative to you. So I harbor a lot of emotions because I'm not sure if they're actually valid or not sometimes. That's what made me actually want to get help and start to, I wouldn't say like fix myself, but to become a better version of me. Because like I said, these are all things that I can't help. They're all things that I can't change. They're not my fault. I can't beat myself up for them. I've done that enough. It doesn't do anything but make me like hella depressed. My career has suffered a lot from it because when you battle with depression and anxiety, you really talk yourself down on a lot of things. You second guess yourself on a lot of things, and you worry about a lot of things. Now, if you add into that being a female DJ and having to have a sexy image when that wasn't necessarily like what you chose and picked, it is, but it's not. And that's a whole nother story I'll tell y'all another day. It basically turns into, you turn into a lunatic. I don't know why people are around me. I can't trust nobody. Like it gets crazy. Then when someone calls you out on your crazy behavior, now you have a problem with them because now you've called me crazy. And I'm sitting here trying to hide it and be normal, and now you want to call me names. So now you're part of the problem. So a lot of the times when I'm extra, like everything is triggered, PTSD is triggered, that puts me in survival mode. So I'm not reacting to things in a, basically PTSD doesn't make you react to stuff in a executive decision-making mode, meaning that when you're in executive decision-making mode, you make your decisions for like the next 10 years, next 5 years, next year, next 6 months. When you have PTSD and you are triggered, you make decisions that's going like right now. Like life is at you right now. So it's a decision for right now. So you're not always making the best decisions because the best decisions you can't always make for right now to do right now. So the PTSD triggers that. And then once you've been triggered and you're in survival mode, you're making different types of decisions. You're very easily irritable because your anxiety's got you going crazy because you're worrying, you're trying to survive and all this shit. And then something happens to where you're afraid, you're overstressed, you're scared, anything. And now, boom, I'm having panic attacks. I can't breathe. I'm crying. Now if this happens in a public place, you know what happens to you? Now you're embarrassed. So now you're depressed. And it's a never-ending cycle, which is why before I even really sit and continuously explain it, I tell anybody to get help. If you feel alone, you feel confused, you feel whatever the fuck you feel, go get you some help. Go talk to a therapist. I don't care if people call you crazy. I don't care what anyone says about you. Because one thing I do understand is that pain that be on the inside that people don't understand. I'm normally, when I'm regular, I'm like the happiest, woo, let's go do some shit type person. But when I'm off, I am off. I barely get up out of bed. I don't want to do anything. It's hard for me to comb my hair. That's why I have dogs. Because my dogs keep me consistent when I can't find it in myself to keep myself consistent. Another thing I do to help myself, I've been practicing yoga lately. That works with the deep breathing, the meditation. So I get help. I do yoga. I exercise. Like I lift weights in the gym. I get that anger out, that frustration. But it took me also having to get sober. Like marijuana is good to calm down and all the other shit. But if you don't get it together, you'll end up using it as a coping, like a crutch. And you won't learn yourself because you have to go through that pain. With panic attacks, there's really nothing I could do to stop panic attacks other than not being worried or stressed. And then once they start, you just gotta go through them. Panic attacks last about 20 minutes at most. So if you know that in the back of your head, you just keep telling yourself, it's going to be over. I'm just tripping. I need to breathe. A lot of the times I just spend a lot of time alone. That's not always healthy, because who the fuck wants to be alone all the time? So with the panic attacks, I just try to stay calm, and then I get through them. Like I watched a documentary on panic attack treatments, and maybe this will work for you because it worked for me. But the doctor basically said, to what causes you to do panic attacks, go do it. You have to kind of do it and go through it so that you don't keep doing it. Like, you can't be like, riding in the front seat gives me a panic attack, so I ain't never riding in the front seat no more. You ride your ass in the front seat every day, and you keep having panic attacks until you get okay with it, and then you won't do it anymore. Basically, when you set your mind and let your mind know, I'm the fucking boss. And even if you have this moment, this is just a moment. Okay? Just a fucking moment. I'm still the boss. I'm gonna be alright. And having that type of thinking has helped me get through having all this shit wrong with me. People love to tell me what's wrong with me. You're crazy. You are this. You are that. I'm a fucking survivor. If y'all knew the type of shit that I went through to be my age, to have fucking PTSD, fucking anxiety and goddamn it panic disorder, and still be able to DJ, travel around the world, start my own businesses, I take care of my fucking family, I take care of my dogs, I do so much shit that regular people with nothing wrong don't do. So like, for me to have all this stuff wrong with me and still be able to do stuff, that's motivation in itself. Sometimes that's what gets me out of bed. Like, Erica, you can't just give up. But what I do, like I said, I get help. I do yoga. I exercise. Because I have anxiety, I am very imaginative. I am very creative. I create things all the time. I'm constantly thinking of other ways to do stuff to make money, because I can't work a regular job. Regular jobs, I can't do that. Like, I commend anyone who gets up every fucking day and works from 8 to 5 to 9 to 6, whatever the fuck y'all do. I commend you for that. I can't do that. Regular jobs trigger my panic immensely. I literally hide in bathrooms. I figure out reasons to call out. Like, it just becomes too overwhelming for me, and I quit. I can't do this anymore. Especially if anything else is going on, I will lose my whole fucking job. So that's hurt a lot of stuff in my career, because I'm educated. I'm smart as hell. I actually tested damn near like a genius level. I'm just crazy as fuck, if that's the way you want to put it. It affects my dating life, because people be like, damn, you pretty, but they be like, damn, you crazy. So, you know, you gotta do what works for you, I guess. I don't know. But I paint. I got dope ass paintings. I take painting classes. I love that. I love to exercise, to jog, to run. I'll do my hair. I'll learn different stuff to bedazzle. I basically keep my brain occupied with positive thoughts. Also, you might want to try CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy, which is change your thinking. You are in charge of your brain. Even if you have a mental health condition, you are in charge of your brain. So you have to get it together. And you also need consistent people. Now, if you are a loner, you're by yourself, you don't have a lot of friends and stuff like that, you might want to go through it by yourself. But if you are a social person going through this, you need to get rid of all the inconsistent people in your life, all the negative people in your life. You basically have to create a space of safety and consistency so your brain can learn to trust your decisions and the people that you bring around you's decisions. And in order to do that, you have to do that with consistency and trust. So you can't have people around you don't trust. And I don't have a drug problem, swear. I just smoke weed. My nose is running. And last but not least, prayer. I pray. I talk to God all the time. And I'm not Baptist. I'm not Catholic. I'm a Buddhist. I meditate and I pray. I listen to Tibetan, Tibetan singing bowls or something like that. I listen to it on my Apple Music. It's not a big deal. And my father has PTSD. I talk to my father a lot about just my emotions, how I'm feeling, just to have somebody to relate. I guess it's crazy people can relate to you, but no, he helps me. He makes me feel okay. It helps me understand, like, nah, you need to talk to your therapist about this, or you need to exercise, or you need to go shoot something. Not a person, like go to the range and shoot and get that shit out. So they give me a lot of positive reinforcement, which is always helpful. So I'm not gonna ramble, and I'm about to be done. I just wanted to say to anybody out there that if you are suffering from depression or generalized anxiety disorder or PTSD or OCD or being bipolar, it's okay. It's a lot of people like that out here. It's a lot of people that do shit. It's a lot of people that's winning. It's a lot of successful people that have issues. And then there are a lot of unsuccessful people that have issues. So don't let things out of your control your life. And that's why I decided to do this video, because I have real like fans and people that contact me when I disappear, or they don't see me online, or they don't see me out, or they don't see me working, and they're like, where are you, Daisy? Are you okay? And I don't have an answer for y'all. And I'm sorry. It's because I've been dealing with this issue privately, because when I did try to be public about it, I was ridiculed and made fun of. And that hurt. That hurt. Because it's like, I look at y'all like family almost. I love my fans. And that hurt. But I'm over it. Like, I'm over it. I'm over the hurt part to the point where I can share and help somebody. Like, I talk to all my friends that have a mental illness or issue or whatever, and they just were like, do a video, E. Like, you help us. You help everybody. You're so helpful. Help somebody, because it's going to help you. And that's what really motivated me to do the video. So if this reaches anybody and y'all watch it and this helps you, send me an email. Find me. I'm on Instagram. I am DJ Daisy Dukes. I'm learning this blogging thing. I will not be talking about depression and anxiety on everything I put up. It doesn't run my life like that. It's just something that I wanted to start off with on the new year. I'm going to be talking about other stuff. I'm going to be cooking. I'm going to be exercising. I'll even let y'all see my booty a little bit because it's getting back big. So really, it's just about being informative. Like, I ain't even put on no makeup, no earrings, no nothing. I'm just in the bathroom, like, talking to y'all. This Daisy talk. Yeah, so that's all I really had to say. Thank you if you watched this video. I appreciate it. And, you know, get help. Period.